Welcome back to another video. Today we're reviewing the 2025 Subaru WRX GT. Wow. Now, before we get behind the wheel of this 2025 beautiful Subaru WRX GT model, let's go around and talk about it. So, for the 2023-2022 model year, one of those years, I know it's one of those years, it got this refresh, updated front face. It's more of an evolution than a revolution. It's very iconic. It's just a little more angular, more sharpened up. You got the cladding, and that's been the controversial part, is the cladding. And we'll get to the most controversial part in the interior, but as you can see from the side, it's actually a really good looking car, maybe one of the best angles of the car, aside from maybe the front end. And as you move along to the back, this is the most controversial end, and it is the big plasticky looking bumper. Now, what you can do is, a lot of people aftermarket will wrap this to color match the rest of the body, therefore make it look better than it currently does. To me, I don't want to say it's a beautiful back end design. It's too much plastic for my taste, but the back end has grown on me as time gone on. And you got these beautiful, almost hexagonal quad tip exhausts that say STI on them. It's a really cool feature. It's a special exhaust that sounds really good. I'll let you take a listen to it right now. But yeah, as you can see, it sounds good. Unfortunately, the car makes you rev limit to 4,000, so you can't rev higher than 4,000. Though I'm sure there's mods where you can mod it out, make it rev higher than that. And that's most likely what a lot of WRX owners are gonna do. You get this little duck lip spoiler and a nice little WRX and a red decal, letting you know exactly what you're behind. And I mean, personally, I'm a fan of the way the taillights look. I think they're good. They're definitely good looking. It's got kind of like this like weird crinkly design on the inside. It's kind of pretty. I rock with it. I dig it. And these wheels, these 19-inch black, almost gunmetal gray wheels, look gorgeous on this gorgeous dark blue paint exterior color. They have multiple blues you can choose from. This is one of the darker options. And for 2025, you can get this car in purple, which is the most Dodge thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You get that mean looking scoop in the front and another red decal in the front that says WRX. But overall, this car is absolutely beautiful. While we're talking about it, let's go ahead and let's get on the inside. I will show you the key fob. Same key fob that you've been getting for the past 10 years. If you've owned a Subaru, you know exactly what this is. Unlock pressing the Subaru button, or lock with the lock button. But it's also keyless entry, so you just gotta have the key in your pocket. Coming up, lock it, you just press that button. Makes a little Toyota sound. And in the unlock, you put your hand on the back of the door handle. Another Toyota sound, and you open it up just like so. Now, this is the GT trim, meaning you get the Harman Kardon speakers, you get the red stitching, the Alcantara, a little bit of this fake carbon fiber look, and you get these beautiful Recaro seats with red leather in the center and Alcantara in the center, saying WRX on the top to remind you exactly what you're getting into. It's a beautiful trim. Now, a lot of WRX owners are gonna hate this, but because of the GT trim, you can only get it in the CVT automatic transmission. We'll get behind the wheel. We'll talk about that transmission as we're going down the road. But for anyone who wants to own a WRX and just doesn't want to own a manual, or wants the best WRX and doesn't want a manual, this is the trim to get, the GT, because it only comes in an automatic. The lower trims you can get in an automatic as well, but you have to option it in, whereas it comes standard with a manual. This, on the other hand, this trim comes standard automatic only. But let's go ahead, hop in. You can feel the bolsters immediately, and to close the door, you just relatively solid sounding thunk. You get an all digital display in the front here, and this 11.6 inch Subaru Starlink infotainment system. But since it's hot as hell, let's go ahead and start it up. You put your foot on the brake, there's the push button to start right down here, and you hear a nice little rumble, and it starts right up, you bring it right to life. Now, this is, if you're familiar with Subaru Crosstreks, Subaru Force, there's basically any Subaru product, this interior is going to be very familiar to you, and the layout and the setup, it's basically copy and paste of every other's, which is to say it's a very conservative, very nice, well thought out interior for sure. It's got WRX stitched into the dashboard with the leather trim, very beautiful. Your 8-speed or your CVT automatic transmission. You go in the reverse just like so. You have reverse brake assist. You have the backup camera, all that good stuff. Your park assist, your parking brake, and this is the infotainment. Now, some people don't like it. It's a little slow to the touch, but it's really good, easy to use, easy to learn, easy to get used to. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which what you're going to be using most of the time anyway, so you don't really have to worry. It has everything else you need. Most of the stuff is all right here. Your AVH is right here. This holds the brake for you when you're at a light. Very nice and convenient. Your AC system, you just tap that right there, and you have access to it all right here. Very easy. But if you want easier access, you have these buttons right here to the left. So there are shortcuts, and Subaru does take that into consideration. You have your heated seats, no cooled seats. You have your USB-C, your USB-A, and your headphone jack, along with a cigarette outlet for more charging capabilities. Very nice, and a little place to put your phone right here. Not wireless charging, but hey, at least you have somewhere to put your phone. You have cup holders, a little more storage, and you have a small little bin to put more additional stuff. You got your glove box right here, very nice. And these seats, as I'm sitting here, they are very, very comfortable, and you get a sunroof, which is very nice. You get a nice little overhead LED, though if you buy from me, you can get these and turn them into LED in the service department if you so do choose to. You have your little camera right here. That's to read your eyes when you're using the Subaru active drive feature, which basically monitors you on the road, and if it notices you're going to pass out, it slams on the brakes, brings you to a complete stop, and saves your life in the case of an accident. Now, right here, new for this generation in particular, is this all digital display with a nice little RPM reader. She sounds pretty good. Steering wheel, while we're looking at it, very beautiful, very nice, feels good to touch. It is a flat bottom, which is a plus. It says WRX and this fake carbon fiber around it, really nice with the red leather stitching. Everything's easy to touch, everything's familiar, everything looks and feels amazing. But that's pretty much it. There's not too much to it. You got all auto up and down for all 4 windows, and you got the Harman Kardon sound system. Like I said, this is the upgraded car, so it gives you the premium speakers, and they sound, I'll tell you guys, they sound absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend the Harman Kardons, along with your eyesight, which is also another thing you get. That's standard on all WRXs, which is really great. But anyhow, with all that being said, this interior is very familiar. If you've been in the new WRX, you're very familiar with it. If you've been in any new Subaru product, the layout is basically the same, just WRX-ified, if that makes sense. Safe to say, this is a really nice, well-packaged, conservative, nice interior, to say the least. But with all that being said, let's go ahead. Let's look at the trunk in the back seat and see how it is to be in the back seat and in the trunk area. Now, to get in the back, you just open the door like such, and you're in the back, and you're greeted with the same Alcantara and red leather that you are in the front. It's also on the back of the headrest as well, which is really pretty to look at. So you hop on in like such. Now, me sitting behind myself, I am 6'2". As you can see, my knees are right on the seat. However, because the seat is like kind of like curved inward a little bit, as you can see that little indent right there, it curves in to give your legs a little more room in case your knees are against the actual chair. And what's cool is the seat is lifted up so high that I have enough room to put my feet under. Therefore, I end up having more room because I can scoop my feet underneath the seat and actually have some room. Now, it is a little tight, and if you're a claustrophobic, it may not be up to your liking or your speed, but it does get the job done in a pinch. And again, I'm 6'2", I'm abnormally tall, so it's a little tight, but if you're a lot smaller and you're sitting behind me, you have even more room than what this is suggesting. Now, you don't get AC vents in the back, which kind of sucks, but you do get this little storage cubby bin. You don't get heated seats, which kind of sucks. This might be something you get on a higher up trim, not 100% sure there. But it's got USB-C and USB-A charging, which is nice. And you get a nice little armrest with cup holders, which is a nice little plus. And overall, the back seat space is okay. Again, I'm 6'2". Headrest or headspace, it's okay. not too crazy. It is tight, especially if I lean my head back. It like almost is scraping against the ceiling, but if I lean forward, you're gonna smidge, nothing too crazy. So anyhow, there's nothing much to write home back here. It is a very typical back seat, but you do get the same touches and qualities. This is hard touch instead of soft touch like it is in the front. Oh well, but at least this is still the same nice soft padded door with your Alcantara, so they don't cheap out there. But anyhow, guys, let's go ahead, let's pop the trunk, let's go look at the trunk, and let's go look at the engine and see what we're working with here. So to get in the back, you just find the rubber bit, you push it, and it automatically pops up just like so. Now, the opening is not the biggest, but once you get in, it is pretty spacious, all things considered. These seats actually do fold down, so you can fold down the seats and get more of a pass-through and get more space out of this car. So that is really nice. But just keep in mind, the opening's not the greatest. It's okay right here. It's really wide up here, but down here it gets a lot tighter, and the load capacity is really high up. So getting heavier things might be a bit of a challenge, but it still gets the job done, to say the least. Now, while we're at it, let's go ahead, let's go look at the front area. Let's go check out the engine before we get behind the wheel of this beautiful car and see how it drives. Now, once you get under the hood, you are greeted to the beautiful, very popular Boxster 4-cylinder that the WRX has had for decades with a turbocharger. This particular one makes 271 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. Very respectable. 0 to 60 is in the 4s, somewhere around there. And then I think the manual is like a low 5s. I will double check, but if I'm wrong, I'll put the automatic 0 to 60 right here and the manual 0 to 60 right there. So it gives you everything you need. You have everything open and out on display. No plastic cover bits to cover anything up. It is all right here, easy to get, easy to work on. That's why the WRX owners love these cars so much. They're easy to mod, tune, and make it theirs, right? While also being reliable at the same time. You get your little hood scoop right there. It does connect to the little air intake right there. And it's a very beautiful little place to look at. Certainly a lot more beautiful than other cars in this particular lineup that are covered in plastic everywhere. This lets you see everything, and it's a really nice, beautiful setup. But now that you got to see that and got to walk around the car, let's finally take this car on the road and talk about what it's like to drive. So now that you guys have seen the walk around, we talked about the inside, the back seat, the trunk, and the powertrain. Let's go over this car. So this is the famous WRX GT. Not the popular one, everyone knows the STI, but what is this one like? So for 2025, the GT is only an automatic. So if you're not good with manual, don't worry. This car does have a this does have an auto, and it's really good. Now, it's not the fastest car in the world at certain RPMs. This is a CVT transmission, but for a CVT, this is tuned really well to still give you kind of like a fun driver experience behind the wheel. And I have to admit, in that regard, it definitely is here to impress you for sure. It's a lot more capable, even though this is an automatic, than what you might think. Now, sure, a lot of enthusiasts will argue this is not as capable as a manual, but that's okay. That's okay. For the average Joe who wants a fast, zippy car, this automatic does get the job done, and I'm relatively impressed with it, all things considered, because I had these thoughts in my head thinking, oh, this is a CVT, it probably won't be fast. But again, for a CVT, this is really, really fast, really sharp, really, there's no bullshitting with this CVT. It knows exactly what it's doing. And you have a really nice cabin all at the same time. Now, some of the competition doesn't have as nice of an interior. This is definitely on the more almost leaning towards premium feel on the inside. And these Recaro seats are not only comfortable, but they're extremely supportive. Now, I won't know 100% for sure until I drive a manual one, which I haven't yet. But as far as I'm concerned, the automatic does seem to get the job done. And if you really want to row gears to an extent, you do still have these really nice paddle shifters on the back, which feel really nice. They're plastic, it is what it is, but the clicking is really nice. And she gets going in a respectable time. 0 to 60, I believe, is in 4.5 seconds. Again, the actual number I say earlier in the video, but you do get a good feel for this car. And this is the comfortable, nice one. This, you can daily drive this car because it's an automatic, and you get the Harman Kardon speakers, and you really get a nice little bulky hood to look out over because you got the hood scoop in the center. It really does give you quite the sporty feel when you're driving it. And it sounds really good. I was not expecting to sound this good. It's a little muffled because this car is very well insulated, so it does have a premium-ish feel to it, but it does deliver quite an experience, to say the least. Better than what I thought. And like the center armrest is vibrating with the exhaust note. It's quite the experience being behind the wheel of this car. And again, if you want something that's a little that's iconic, that competes with the Type R, but you don't want the Type R, the WRX is still here to deliver. And again, if you are not good with manual and you want a WRX, you have this GT, or you can option in an automatic on any WRX trim. And make sure when you do buy WRX, come buy from me at Logan at Subaru of South Tampa. I will give you the best deal you can imagine on a WRX. I got you. Come buy it from me, Logan, Subaru of South Tampa. This is quite the machine. But anyhow, with all that being said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We have a lot more coming on the way, and I can't wait to bring you more in the near future. And if that sounds good to you, please definitely subscribe and share this with anyone you know. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are almost there. We are almost 70% there, which is super exciting. I can't wait to hit that number. And I can't believe we've gotten this far. You guys have done so much for me. It means the world to me. Keep blowing this up. Keep sharing it. I love you guys. It means the world to me. And if there's any other cars you might want me to review that I have on our dealership lot, please comment down below and let me know. And last but not least, I know I plugged like 3 or 4 times, but please ask for me. My name's Logan at Subaru of South Tampa, and I will sell you this car or any other car we have. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. She sounds good. See you guys in another video.